Let's take a look now at how we convert from minutes to seconds, hours, days, etc. Very important. Let's go and see how this is done. So first of all, the word convert simply means to change. And what are all the different changes we may need to make here? Okay, let's go and have a look and see. Well, first of all, what we have to understand is that to measure time, we use different units of measurement. Sometimes we say hours, sometimes we say minutes, sometimes we say seconds. And how do you know when to use minutes, hours, or seconds? Well, it really means how long does something take? I mean, a day is 24 hours, so you wouldn't convert that to seconds. Let's go and have a look. So before you can do calculations, you must be able to convert. So remember, we got 60 seconds in 1 minute. That's a starting point. 60 seconds make up 1 minute. Let's go and take a look at this table. How do we change seconds into minutes? If we've got seconds and we need to make them in minutes, what we've got to do is divide the seconds by 60. So if we've got 120 seconds, how many minutes do we have? We take 120, we divide it by the 60, we get 2 minutes. What about if we've got minutes, but we want to convert those to seconds? Well, going from minutes to seconds means we've got to multiply the minutes by 60. So 5 minutes, how many seconds do we have? It would be 5 times 60, which would be 300 seconds. Let's do minutes to hours. To go from minutes to hours, we've got to divide the minutes by 60. So if you've got 360 minutes, how many hours is that? It would be 360 divided by the 60, which gives you 6 hours. What about going from hours to minutes, the other way around? This time you multiply the hours by 60. So if you've got 2 hours, how many minutes do you have? 2 times 60 would be 120 minutes. What about converting hours to days? Well, to go from hours to days, we divide the hours by 24 because there are 24 hours in a day. So if you've got 48 hours, how many days is that? 48 hours divided by 24 hours in a day gives you 2 days. But what about the other way around? How do we go from days into hours? This time we'd multiply by the 24. So if we've got 5 days, how many hours is that? It's 5 times 24, which is 120 hours. Lastly, how do you go from days into weeks? Well, there are 7 days in a week, so you'll have to divide the days by 7. 21 days divided by 7 days a week would give you 3 weeks, and then a few more. How do you go from weeks to days? Well, from a week to days, you would multiply your weeks by 7, because we know there's 7 days in a week. So 6 weeks would be how many days? 6 weeks times 7 would be 42 days. What about converting months into years? Well, there are 12 months in a year, so you divide the months by 12. 24 months, for example, would be 2 years, because 24 divided by 12 equals 2. And finally, how do you go from years to months? Well, you'd have to multiply the years by 12. So 4 years, how many months is that? It's 48 months, because 4 times 12 gives you 48. Okay, so that is a quick summary of all the conversions of time: minutes, days, hours, months. Go and revise that. Make sure you know how to do that.